Hiya and welcome to Vinyl Albums I Love / Bands and Artists That Inspire Me, and this is part 35 of the series. So after today I would have shown 700 albums so far. So let's jump right in. This is album number 1. This is the Rolling Stones with Let It Bleed. This is only the second Stones album I've shown, and my friend from Fairham, Caden, I might be pronouncing that wrong and I apologise if I have, is a massive Stones fan, and him talking about this album made me re-listen to it, and it's great. I mean, Let It Bleed, Johnny Winter's a version of that. You've got the Midnight Rambler, Robert Johnson's Love in Vain, Gimme Shelter. My personal favourite on this is Country Honk, and there's a real brilliant local band called the Boogeymen, Lynn, Colin, Les and Neil, and they do a fabulous version of You Can't Always Get What You Want, which is also on this record. So the first choice today is the Rolling Stones with Let It Bleed. Album number 2 is a bit of a compilation record. This is Dr. Feelgood, the singles. So this features the Wilco years and the Jippy Mayo years and the Johnny Guitar years, etc. I mean, it's got the classics on there. Roxette, She Does It Right, Back in the Night, Baby Jane, Down the Doctors, Milk and Alcohol, No More Dough, Yakamo, personal favourite that is of mine. And what else is on here? Eddie Cochran's My Way, Madman Blues, Hunting, Shooting, Fishing, which is another cool one. So it's the various lineups of Feelgood. Of course, you've got Lee Brillo, John B. Sparks, Big Figure, Jippy Mayo, and then Johnny Guitars on this, and then Gordon Russell as well. So it's all the guitar players from Dr. Feelgood. Obviously, you've got Steve Walway now, who also is a great player as well. This is a live record. This is Reverend Horton Heat with 25 to Life live at the Fillmore. Great rockabilly, psychobilly, Jim Eef, The Reverend, I'm Mad, Big Little Baby, $400, Big Sky, Baddest of the Bad, Jimbo Song, Spend the Night in the Box, Psychobilly Freak Out, Big Red Rocket to Love. Real cool live album. Really enjoy listening to this. And there's the Rev there with his Gretsch. Check out the Rev stuff. He made some stuff on Sub Pop, which is super cool. Some good stuff on Sub Pop, Nirvana, etc. Up next we got Little Feat with Feet Don't Fail Me Now. The great Lowell Georges have got Rock and Roll Doctor on it, Oh Atlanta, Down the Road, Spanish Moon. Love Lowell's slide playing, used to use a wrench socket on his finger. Wonderful tone, touch and feel, great voice. Little Feat. Bit of British blues now. This is old Chicken Shack. Stan Webb with 100-ton Chicken Shack. Dressed as a jester on this. The Road of Love. Reconsider Baby. Midnight Hour. Still Worried About My Woman. Stan Webb does some cool blues on his gold Gibson Les Paul. And by this point, Christine McVie is out of the band. So you've got Stan Webb, Paul Raymond, Andy Sylvester, and Dave Bidwell. Produced by Mike Vernon. Of course, like everything on the Blue Horizon label. As you all know, the Blue Horizon is a favourite label of mine. So I thought I'd show some Chicken Shack. I'll have to show OK Ken and 40 Blue Fingers at some point. But today, we're just showing 100-ton Chicken. Up next, a bit of a pub rock band. This is Dumpy's Rusty Nuts. Playing just about every biker rally going. Dumpy's a really good blues player. People don't realise he does a lovely Peter Green-esque sort of blues stuff. Boxillo Bass, of course. I'm All For You Baby, I Can't Get Enough of My Love. Rip It Up, Wild Thing. Just good old-fashioned pub rock. Dumpy on his SG, thousands of gigs. I think they're retired now. But that's Somewhere in England by Dumpy's Rusty Nuts. Here's one for you. This is the Grateful Dead's first record. Self-titled, of course. The Golden Road, Morning Dew. Cold Rain and Snow, Sitting on Top of the World. Jerry Garcia, psychedelic, interesting guitar player, but also a super bluegrass banjo player. There's a record, The Pizza Tapes, with David Griesman, I believe, Tony Rice, who sadly passed away recently, and Jerry Garcia doing all the bluegrass stuff. This is earlier, so it's quite bluesy, this is. Another sort of, I don't know, what do you call the Grateful Dead? Space rock? No, Hawkwind space rock. You know, stoner sort of rock. This is a little bit more bluesy. So there we are, the Grateful Dead's first album. There seems to be a guitar playing theme on the go here. This is Robin Trower with the Bridge of Sighs album. It's signed by Robin. I've seen him in Cardiff. Wonderful guitar player. Day of the Eagle, Bridge of Sighs, Two Rolling Stoned on the Chrysalis label. Really love this record. Robin Trower got the Univibe, wah, Hendrixy thing going on, and he made some real good records. And he's a real good guitar player too, so that's the Bridge of Sighs by Robin Trower. We can't do a vinyl video without Neil Young and Crazy Horse. This is from '96. This is the Year of the Horse live album to coincide with the Broken Arrow album. There's some crackers on this. Barstool Blues, of course, of Zuma, Mr. Soul, Big Time, Human Highway, Off Comes the Time, Danger Bird, Prisoners of Rock and Roll, which is on the album Life. My all-time favourite version of Pocahontas is on this. When I seen Neil Young for the first time in 2009 in Nottingham, he played Pocahontas, electric, raw, absolutely amazing. What else is on this? When You Dance You Can Really Love. Definitely worth checking out Neil Young and Crazy Horse, Year of the Horse. Classic lineup with Frank Stan Pedro, Billy Talbot and Ralph Molina. Now some blues. This is Jimmy Reed with Soulin', the great Jimmy Reed. This is Jimmy's take on some sort of soul-y sort of stuff, still with our great Jimmy Reed shuffle. Tracks on here like Buy Me an Hound Dog, Peeping in a Hiding, which is a take on Baby What You Want Me to Do, Crazy About Oklahoma, Ain't No Time for Fussing. So it's Jimmy Reed there with his Soulin' album. Bit of Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. Well, actually, I tell a lie, it's just Tom Petty. But Mike Campbell does play on this, and I think he's co-producer with Jeff Lane as well. Yeah, he is. Free Falling, Won't Back Down, Love Is a Long Road, Face the Crowd, Running Down a Dream. I mean, you'd wish you wrote one of them songs, never mind them all. My two personal favourites are, my three favourites on this are the Apartment song, Zombie Zoo, and Yeah So Bad. They could have been rock and roll songs in my opinion, so there's Tom Petty with the Full Moon Fever. George Thorogood and the Destroyers. Better Than the Rest, sort of a compilation album, but there's some cool stuff on here. Muddy Waters, I'm Ready, Chuck Berry's Nadine, My Way, you know, the Eddie Cochran classic. Worried About My Baby. In the Night Time, you know, which Dr. Feelgood also do on the first album they made with Jippy, so it all connects up together. But really like George Thorogood, he's made a career playing Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley and Elmo James songs, and he does them well. He's really entertaining, seen him live, super show. Jim Sir, I think his name is pronounced, on lead guitar. He's got a cool band called Monkey Beat. I don't think Monkey Beat got any vinyls, but the CDs are worth checking out. So there's George Thorogood. Another Richard Thompson. This is a Richard Thompson album still. I've seen him on this tour. What a guitar player. What a writer. I mean, you got all buttoned up on this. Patty Don't Put Me Down. She Never Could Resist a Winding Road. Real nice song called Guitar Heroes. And he's talking about James Burton, Chuck Berry and Django, and giving you an idea of all them styles and what he listened to when he was growing up to evolve into the virtuoso that he is today. So that's Richard Thompson with Still. This is Billy by Arnold, Checking It Out, and this features Tony McPhee on guitar. We spoke about Tony McPhee with the Groundhogs and Joanne Kelly. Some real cool stuff on here. Dirty Mother. I can't say the next word, but it begins with F, because I will get a thing on the video. Don't Stay Out All Night, which is a cracker. Riding the EL. Wish You Would. Eldorado Cadillac. Dong, dong. So, you know, it's all reworked Billy by Arnold stuff, you know, with Billy singing and playing art, you know, reworked from his original recordings. So that's Checking It Out with Billy by Arnold. Here's Lynyrd Skynyrd, was pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. This is a good album. Tuesday's Gone, Give Me Free Steps, Simple Man, Freebirds on this. My favourite track is Mississippi Kid. There's a comical banjo player called Leroy Troy. Does stuff for Marty Stewart, and he's wrote songs like Ghost Chickens in the Sky, which is a cracker. But he does a version of Mississippi Kid. And that's how I learnt about the song Mississippi Kid, was through Leroy Troy. But that's pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. It's a cracking album, you know. I love the free guitar player thing. I've seen a lineup of these as well, and it was a real good show. Seems to be a lot of people I've seen live on these clips today. Here's Rory Gallagher with the Blueprint album. This is from the earlier part of the 1970s. Walking Up Cold, Daughter of the Everglades, Banker Blues, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, If I Had a Reason, Jenny McAvoy on bass, Lou Martin on keyboards, and Rod Diaf on the drums. Another great lineup is from the Irish tour era of Rory, and that's the Blueprint album. I like the cover too. Rory, of course, liked spy novels, didn't he, and stuff. So all that stuff connects. This is Johnny Cash on the London label from the 50s, singing the songs that made him famous. This originally came out on Sun, Luther Perkins on guitar, Walk the Line, Guess Things Happen That Way, Train of Love, Big River, Home of the Blues, Next in Line. Some real cool guitar on Next in Line by Luther. I've always liked Luther Perkins, the simplicity of his guitar playing, but it just says it and it does it, you know. That boom chicka boom is classic. So that's Johnny Cash. I wish it was on Sun, but it's on the Purple London label. Up next, this is Hank Free's Greatest Hits. This is the only LP I own by Hank Free, he's of course Hank Williams' grandson, Hank Jr.'s son. Super cowpunk, punk country, really good songwriter, rebel, brilliant. I mean, on this, D. Ray White, My Drinking Problem, Six Pack of Beer, Cecil Brown, Smoke and Wine, Johnny Island's picking on that, amazing. Straight to Hell, Country Heroes, Crazed Country Rebel, Mississippi Mud, a great version of Cocaine Blues, Low Down. Check out Hank Free if you like your country stuff. He also does a band called Ass Jack, and they like screaming metal punk, which isn't my cup of tea, but I love his country stuff. But there's nothing wrong with Ass Jack, mind. Everything he does super well, and he's a really talented guy. This is Riverman. This is hit vocal groups of the Rhythm and Blues. There's some fabulous singing on this with bands like the Penguins and the Medallions doing Speed in the Telegram, My Baby, the Cufflinks, So Tough, the Romantics, House Cat, Willie Heaton and the Birds, Let Me Cry. I've got that on a 45, which is quite a rare 45. There's some real nice stuff on this. I love the Coasters and all them vocal harmony groups. I wish I could sing like them, but sadly I can't. But I can still listen to and enjoy the records. And the last one for today, this is Zaman album, Welsh Connection, which have got Deke's classic track on it, Riding the View. I must put a video up of Deke and the band, me and Deke and that playing the Riding the View. I think people will like to see that. Out to Your Head, the Welsh Connection, Something Is Happening cartoon, Born with the Future, Died with the Past. Deke, Mickey, John McKenzie on bass, Phil Ryan on keyboards, Terry Williams on drums. After this album, I believe they made the live run at the Roundhouse, and then they split up for a few years, and then they got back together. And they're still going today. So there you have it. There's my picks for 20 more records. 700 shown now. I hope you're enjoying the series. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Cheers.